Hey guys, Thunderhound back again for one last Pretender review, and then maybe we'll move on to something else on this channel. As you can see, we got Autobot Pretender Landmine. He's pretty much the only Autobot Pretender that I bought. See, the Autobots are just kind of bland, kind of boring, except for maybe Splashdown and maybe a couple of others that had animal faces on their chest. You know, I think Splashdown had like a shark's head, and one of them had like a grizzly bear or something like that on it. Those were actually the cooler of the two. I kind of wished I'd have got Splashdown, but oh well. Too late to go back and change things now. But we get to Landmine's little read up here. It ain't much. Landmine loves him some adventure. He's always willing to leap into dangerous situations and unknown dangers with sword or blaster in hand. He's brash and hot-headed, but unlike some other brash hotheads, he's very concerned about making sure he gets his job done right the first time around, so he doesn't brook mistakes. When we get down here, he's got his laser saber, his Astro blaster. Now, like I said, over the years, the paint's chipped off on this guy. You know, they just more or less painted gray over yellow, as you can see back here on the backpack, on the toes, on the foot. Just more or less, the whole shell is pretty much what it looks like, was just a yellow shell, and they just painted gray and red and bits. They just painted certain bits. So pretty much over the course of time, eventually I'm just going to have a solid yellow Landmine, it looks like, but it's no big deal. His articulation, pretty much just like all the others, 360, that's it. Helmet can be removed. It's due to mostly being able to get the robot out. He does have a little molded hair. Two little beady looking eyes. To get the robot out, he's one with the whole belt. You gotta take off the clips on each side. Like I said, guys, be gentle with that. Be as gentle as you can. And as you can see, over time, the belt's rubbed off all the paint, rubbing the paint off too. So we split this guy in half. None of his clips, yeah, a couple, one's broke here. One's broke up here. That's no big deal. I usually keep these guys in their shell anyway to save on room. Get to his robot mode. Now, Landmine's robot is fairly boring. He can't hold his gun like this. He has no peg, but got a port on the inside of his fist and a peg on the side of the blaster. So he holds it from the side. That's another reason why I never really cared too much for Landmine. But as far as his articulation, his arms will go full 360. His head does go full 360. His legs will come back. We'll go forward. We'll bend at the knees slightly. Slightly. And at the foot. And to transform him, check out, he ain't got much to him. Much to him at all. Now to transform this guy, pretty much just flip his feet flat, bring his legs up. Before you do, go ahead and rotate his head around to where he's looking down. Bring his arms back till they touch the bottom of his legs. Then you can go ahead and stick his Astro Blaster in the hole in the back of his head. And there he is. Now, I'm trying to see if it will tell me exactly what this thing is. A predominantly gray Cybertronic all-terrain vehicle. Okay, if they say so. It don't look like anything I'd ever call a vehicle. And it's got wheels. They do roll. And as far as rolling on his own, he don't roll very good. He just kind of goes to the side. Get this little... But there, visible robot head syndrome. Like I said, would I go out of my way if I didn't have this guy and watch somebody else do a review of him? Would I go out of my way to get him? You know, watching all these Pretender reviews, if it had been somebody else do all these, would I go out of my way to get Pretenders? The Decepticons, I'd go to the end of the earth for the Decepticons. But for these guys, especially like Landmine, I'd save them for the absolute last. I would not make that much of an effort to get somebody like Landmine. Now, like I said, you know, somebody like I think Splashdown, Wave Rider, whoever, the ones that's got the animals on their chests. Now, I'd make a special... I'd try to give them a little bit more attention before I would the plain Jane absolute bleh. So, guys, but still, you know, if you can find any of the Pretenders at all, you know, I wish I had some of the animals, like Chain Claw or anybody like that. I wish I had somebody like that to show, but, you know, I think I do have maybe one more, and it's like Autobot Legends Pretender Bumblebee, and I don't know if I'll review that. I might save that one for a later date. Just get these guys out, the simple ones out of the way, so I can move on to something else. The Ultra Pretenders, you know, I'd give those a look, but like I said, you know, somebody like this, I wouldn't strain myself if I was you guys. So now that we've got pretty much most of my pretty much those Pretenders out of the way, we're going to move on to something a little different, something a little newer. Hopefully we get to something that everybody will like. So until next time, guys, I'm out.